Guys, I want to have a really raw and real conversation about what it is to be a creative that wakes up some days and dreads creating. Like, literally feels like it's a monster on my back because there's so many things that I could finish. There's the potential for so many new ideas. There's the intense, unnecessary feeling of competition. So many different things. And it's like, where do I start? How do I organize all this stuff? Why do I even feel like this? I remember years ago when I first started this or that, how exciting it felt and how I felt like I could never, I never wanted to stop doing this thing. I have had a big eureka moment recently about this exact feeling. This exact feeling revolves around the need to stay current, the need to be seen and be known for this thing. In the same token, it revolves around being so embedded in that world digitally that you feel flooded with new ideas and ways to better yourself or better that art form. You feel like you want to try new cute things people are saying to try, or a trend that you were tagged in. You should maybe participate in that and be known for that as well. You just feel like there's so many different aspects of this artistic process because there's like a brand now to it, and there's a digital identity for it that includes you as the artist. This is where we go so wrong, guys. This is where we're getting choked up, because for years, especially if you've been doing an art form for more than 10 years, for years you did this in silence. And maybe if a friend came over, you would show it to them. There was no like, you guys can keep up with this in this way, and I'm on part 2 of this process, or part 3, we're gonna come back. There was no watching people do like extremely long DIY processes in like 30 seconds flat because of how they edited it, and then thinking that this is something that could be a short thing for you to do. Like, your brain was just able to understand some things took a short time, some things took a long time. There's a big investment in either of those scenarios, and you just do it and you have fun doing it, and there's nobody standing over you or DMing you like, did you finish that? Can you help me with that? Should we start this? Should we collab? Should I make a short reel of it and then a long video? Should I tell the world? Should I post on my story every day about it? I'm not saying that this feeling that I'm having is a digital, like it's strictly social media based, but I want to hear what you guys think about how the social media era and the digital era has kind of reframed what it is to procrastinate and what it is to work on things. Because from what I can tell, all of us are doing like 10 times more than we ever thought we could do when it comes to creative things. But because the machine is the machine, and it continues to ask for sacrifices and fuel, we just keep feeding it and then feeling like, oh my God, I'm doing nothing because I didn't do this thing for a week or a month. Girl, you've done so much. You've literally, I don't know why, maybe because people are watching you or because you're just naturally inclined to, but like, take reading. How did we go from like maybe reading 20 books a year to reading 100 books a year and feeling like we're doing nothing? That's not really my personal perspective, because I still take my time picking up books. Like, I read them fast, but I take my time as far as when I'm going to read. But I see a lot of us feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, or I said I was going to do all these things and I told people about it, and I have this long TBR, which I also told everybody about, and I'm not doing it. And so I must be unproductive, unproductive, lazy liar, McLiarton. And that's just so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me, because that's fake. you are not a liar. You set really, really high ambitions that may have been not solely, but heavily due to social media and how people want to, it's a good thing that people want to engage and hear your reviews and talk to you constantly about books, but it could also make it feel like, actually it could be another job, and it is most of the time. And if you're not getting paid for this, even if you hope to, if you're not getting paid for it, it's just like you may be inflicting this whole big, unnecessary disease onto your art form when you don't need to. And that's how I kind of have to talk to myself. I have to bully myself out of this type of thinking, because what it does is make me feel like the only things that count are the things that are, have a quick turnover, or people can clap me on the back for, or I can clap myself on the back for, things that get done really fast. And I still do the long form things, but I feel myself like dragging my feet on them, because with brain rot and these new expectations we have over ourselves because we're sharing and oversharing, comes the feeling of like, I don't know what long form gratification looks like anymore. So it's very hard to chase that, even though it's going to be 10 times more rewarding. Oh my gosh, guys. I don't have a solution to this stuff. I just would like to tell somebody that if you're experiencing this, you may be making up your own, like you may be feeding into this beast, this monster, literally helping it grow on your back and weighing yourself down with all these negative thoughts and these ideas that you have to constantly be productive and, maybe even put that into a video diary, or show yourself and remind yourself of how great you are, when sometimes you just need to slow down, take a little break, get something to eat, spend a whole week or month not thinking about that thing, and then really pour into it without an idea of, without this expectation that it's gonna have to be finished at this point, and people are gonna be waiting, and I'm gonna be waiting, and I've invested all this money into it, and like, you're creative. Your only job is to create when you feel the need to, and whatever happens after that happens after that. Period, point blank. This was such a mess, but why not? Why not when I have all my loving subscribers to talk to, and we're all so similar, and we're just in here having our little conversations with each other and pouring into, I guess, just the conversation. I don't even know if we pour into each other yet, but we're cultivating something, and that feels so good. So yeah, thanks for watching this, and I hope that if you can relate, you feel seen, and if you can't relate, I hope this wasn't too confusing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.